Did you know that 93% of communication is nonverbal? Yet, how you speak, not just what you say, has a massive impact on how others perceive you. This audiobook reveals key psychological principles and practical techniques to ensure you speak with intelligence and influence. From choosing the right words to mastering the art of persuasion, you'll learn the skills that top communicators use every day. Want to learn how to communicate like the pros? Like, subscribe, and share with others who want to speak smarter. Chapter 1. The power of words. Words are not just sounds, they are tools of power. Every time we speak, we either build or break, inspire or discourage. Think about the moments in your life when someone's words stuck with you, whether they were uplifting or crushing. The same power resides in you, waiting to be unlocked. Communication is not just about conveying information. It's about influence, connection, and impact. It's the skill that can turn the tide in a conversation, a negotiation, or a relationship. Speaking smart isn't about being the loudest or the most articulate. It's about being deliberate with your words. The greatest communicators know that words are their most potent weapon. Consider the story of Steve Jobs, one of the greatest communicators of modern times. It wasn't his technical genius that revolutionized Apple. It was his ability to speak with purpose and clarity, to inspire teams, to captivate audiences, and to drive a vision with words. When Jobs introduced the iPhone, it wasn't just a product launch. It was a masterclass in communication. He didn't just talk about features. He made people feel like they were part of something groundbreaking. He didn't just speak to the mind. He spoke to the heart. Speaking smart requires understanding the power you hold in your voice. Your words can stir emotions, create movements, and change the course of your day, or even your life. How often do you think about the impact of your words before you speak? Most people rush through conversations without realizing that every sentence they utter is shaping their future. It's time to take control of that. If this audiobook is bringing you value so far, take a moment to like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this, leave a comment with your biggest takeaway, and subscribe to Prime Audiobooks for more content like this. Now let's continue. To communicate effectively, you must be intentional. Instead of just speaking to fill silence, speak with purpose. Be aware of the words you choose and how they align with your intent. It's not about how much you say, but about how much you say with meaning. Every word you speak is an opportunity to express your values, your vision, and your confidence. Smart speakers listen more than they talk. They understand that communication is a two-way street. Listening is the first step to speaking smart. When you actively listen, you gain the insights needed to craft a response that resonates. Think about the times when you were truly heard. It made you feel valued, didn't it? When you listen well, people will be more engaged with your words. They will feel understood and your message will carry weight. As you move forward, remember this: every word you speak is a reflection of who you are. So choose your words wisely. Speak with purpose. Speak with intention. Speak with power. What are you waiting for? Your words are your foundation, and it's time to build something strong. How can you start being more intentional with your words today? What conversations can you transform by speaking with more clarity and purpose? The choice is yours. Chapter 2. Clarity over complexity. In the last chapter, we explored the power of words and how speaking smart begins with intentionality. It's not about speaking more. It's about speaking with purpose and precision. Today, let's dive deeper into the concept of clarity. the art of saying what you mean without overcomplicating things. One of the biggest mistakes people make in communication is thinking that complexity equals intelligence. They believe that using long, complicated sentences or technical jargon makes them sound smarter or more knowledgeable. But in reality, complexity often dilutes your message. The more complicated your words, the harder it is for your audience to grasp your true meaning. If you want to communicate effectively, simplicity is your ally. Take, for example, the story of Albert Einstein. He wasn't just a genius because of his groundbreaking theories. He was also a master of simplifying complex ideas. He once said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." Einstein's ability to communicate complex scientific concepts in simple terms made his work accessible to the masses. He didn't talk down to people, but he made sure that his ideas were clear and understandable. That's the true mark of intelligence, being able to take something complicated and make it easy for anyone to understand. Speaking with clarity requires discipline. It means thinking before you speak and choosing words that are direct, simple, and to the point. It means avoiding unnecessary filler words like like, and you know, which only distract from your message. The more concise you are, the more powerful your words will be. If this audiobook is bringing you value so far, take a moment to like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this, leave a comment with your biggest takeaway, and subscribe to Prime Audiobooks for more content like this. Now let's continue. Clarity doesn't just apply to the words you use, it applies to your overall message. When you speak, ask yourself, what is the one thing I want the listener to take away from this conversation? Focus on that message and don't let anything stray from it. Be deliberate in how you structure your thoughts and don't be afraid to pause and let your words sink in. People will remember what you said, not how many words you used. So the next time you speak, don't be afraid to simplify. Embrace clarity. Your message will be stronger and your impact will be greater. Chapter 3. The power of listening. So far, we've discussed how speaking smart starts with intentionality and clarity. But to truly master the art of communication, there's one more critical skill you must develop: listening. Smart speakers don't just know what to say, they know how to listen first. Think about the last time you had a conversation with someone who truly listened to you. They didn't just wait for their turn to speak. They were present in the moment, processing every word you said. When you feel heard, it creates a deeper connection and a more meaningful exchange. This is where the magic of communication happens, when listening becomes an active part of the process. Listening is an art and it requires full engagement. It's not just about hearing words, it's about understanding intent, emotion, and context. Too often, people listen with a filter, waiting for their chance to interject or react, rather than truly understanding what the other person is saying. But when you listen with intent, you can tailor your responses more thoughtfully and with greater impact. Let's take the example of a successful business leader like Oprah Winfrey. Oprah has built her career not just on speaking, but on her ability to listen. When she interviews someone, she doesn't rush to fill the silence. She asks the right questions, listens to the answers, and allows her guests to share their truths. It's this deep listening that has made her interviews some of the most powerful in television history. People trust her because they feel heard, and in turn, they open up in ways they wouldn't with others. If this audiobook is bringing you value so far, take a moment to like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this, leave a comment with your biggest takeaway, and subscribe to Prime Audiobooks for more content like this. Now, let's continue. To become a smart communicator, make listening your priority. When you listen actively, you not only understand the message more clearly, but you also open the door for more effective dialogue. It's about creating a space where both people feel valued and understood. And remember, it's not just about hearing the words. It's about understanding the feelings, the context, and the underlying message. When was the last time you truly listened in a conversation? What could change in your interactions if you listened more deeply? Reflect on how you can practice active listening today, and watch how it transforms the way you communicate. Chapter 4. Nonverbal communication. In the previous chapter, we explored the importance of listening, not just to hear words, but to truly understand the message behind them. Now, let's dive into another critical aspect of speaking smart: nonverbal communication. You see, words are only part of the story. How you carry yourself, your body language, your tone of voice, they all play a massive role in how your message is received. Nonverbal communication is often more powerful than the words you speak. It's the silent language that can either reinforce or contradict your message. Have you ever listened to someone who said all the right things, but their body language made you feel something was off? That's the disconnect between verbal and nonverbal communication. The best communicators understand that every gesture, every pause, and every movement communicates something to the listener. Take, for example, the way leaders like Barack Obama have mastered nonverbal communication. Obama's speeches weren't just powerful because of his words. They were powerful because of how he used his body to convey confidence, empathy, and authority. His posture, his hand gestures, the way he paused for emphasis. Every action reinforced his message. He knew that speaking was not just about saying the right things, but about aligning his entire presence with his message. Nonverbal communication also ties into the tone of your voice. How you say something is just as important as what you say. A strong, clear voice can demand attention, while a soft, uncertain voice can undermine your credibility. When you speak with confidence, your tone will reflect that, making your words carry more weight. If this audiobook is bringing you value so far, take a moment to like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this, leave a comment with your biggest takeaway, and subscribe to Prime Audiobooks for more content like this. Now, let's continue. To become a smarter communicator, start paying attention to your body language. Are your gestures open and inviting or closed off? Is your posture aligned with your words? And when you speak, are you using pauses to allow your message to sink in, or are you rushing through your sentences? Remember, communication is holistic. Your words, your tone, and your body all need to work together to deliver a clear, powerful message. What are you conveying non-verbally in your interactions? How can you align your body language and tone with the words you speak? Start noticing these details today and watch how they change the way you communicate. Chapter 5. The Art of Timing. So far, we've explored the power of words, the importance of clarity, the value of listening, and the impact of nonverbal communication. But there's another essential element that makes communication truly effective: timing. Timing can be the difference between delivering a powerful message and losing your audience completely. It's not just about what you say, it's about when you say it. Timing in communication is about understanding the rhythm of a conversation. Great speakers know when to speak, when to pause, and when to listen. They understand that silence isn't an absence of communication, it's a powerful tool. Pausing for just a moment after a key point can give your words more weight, allowing the listener to process and absorb the message. On the flip side, rushing through important ideas can make them seem less significant, causing them to get lost in the noise. Consider the example of Martin Luther King Jr. During his "I Have a Dream" speech, King didn't just deliver powerful words. He understood the importance of timing. His pauses, his pacing, and his delivery built up a rhythm that made each sentence resonate deeply with his audience. When he spoke, he gave people the space to feel his words, making them not just hear it, but experience it. Timing is also crucial in everyday conversations. Think about a time when you were in a heated discussion. If someone had paused to let the tension settle, the outcome might have been very different. Great communicators know when to speak up and when to let silence speak for them. It's not about dominating the conversation. It's about knowing when your words will have the most impact. If this audiobook is bringing you value so far, take a moment to like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this, leave a comment with your biggest takeaway, and subscribe to Prime Audiobooks for more content like this. Now, let's continue. The next time you're in a conversation, pay attention to the rhythm of the exchange. Are you rushing to speak, or are you giving space for reflection? The best communicators use timing to their advantage, delivering their message when it will have the most influence. Practice pausing before responding, and notice how much more impactful your words become. What moments in your life could have benefited from better timing? How can you start using pauses and pacing to make your communication more powerful? Reflect on this and take action today. Chapter 6. Mastering the Mindset. Throughout this audiobook, we've explored the core principles of speaking smart: intentionality, clarity, listening, nonverbal communication, and timing. But there's one final, often overlooked element that ties it all together: your mindset. The way you approach communication will shape how effectively you communicate. Without the right mindset, all the skills we've discussed may fall flat. It's your mindset that will fuel your ability to speak with confidence, influence, and authenticity. The first part of mastering the mindset is embracing the idea that you are always in control of the conversation. Great communicators know that confidence is not about arrogance, but about belief in their ability to express themselves. When you truly believe in what you're saying, your words carry a power that others can feel. It's not about trying to impress. It's about being authentic and comfortable in your own skin. You've got to believe that your thoughts and ideas matter and that you deserve to be heard. But confidence alone isn't enough. You must also be adaptable. Every conversation is different, and being able to adjust based on the situation is key. Sometimes you'll need to be assertive, while other times you'll need to be empathetic and listen more than you speak. The best communicators don't stick to a script. They assess the environment, read the room, and respond accordingly. This adaptability shows not only your intelligence but your emotional awareness as well. If this audiobook is bringing you value so far, take a moment to like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this, leave a comment with your biggest takeaway, and subscribe to Prime Audiobooks for more content like this. Now, let's continue. The last key aspect of mindset is resilience. Not every conversation will go as planned, and that's okay. Speaking smart doesn't mean you'll always get it right, but it does mean you'll learn from each experience. When something goes wrong, reflect on it, adjust, and keep moving forward. Communication is a lifelong skill that requires constant refinement. So now that you have the tools, the techniques, and the mindset, it's time to take action. Speak with confidence. Listen with intent. Master the rhythm of timing. And always be clear in your communication. Your words have the power to shape the world around you. The question is, how will you use them? Are you ready to apply these principles in your life today? What conversations can you transform with the mindset and skills you've learned? The power is in your hands. Now go out and speak smart.